Yeah. What's going on, my beautiful people? We got more disturbing footage that challenged my reality. You better believe it. So much crazy things going on in the world. We got to cover it. But before we do, hit that like and subscribe button. Yeah. And roll that intro. We got places to go today. I'm trying to save my boy Jim.
Submersion sequence activated.
Depressurizing.
Systems are online. Welcome back, Jet.
Dark waters.
Yeah. Let's go. Sound check. Roll call. Where are you watching from? How's my voice? Can you hear me? How we all doing? Marshall with a $10 donation. Let's go. Huge shout out to Marshall Clark. I also see Rosie became a member. Congratulations. Welcome, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Let's get some music cracking. Not too loud, just something to get the vibes right. You know what I mean? They done got my boy Jim. They done got my boy Jim. I'm still shocked from today's episode of Dark Waters. I wake up, I'm like, who is this? Not Fire Marshal Bill. Let me show you, huh? Let me show you, huh? They done got my boy. Ohio, let's go. Phoenix, Arizona. Like Ozarks. Why does that sound so familiar? Ozarks, like the reality show where they're selling those beach houses. This is beautiful. Detroit in the building, stand up. Yeah, they got my boy Jim, guys. Man. The 20 super chat from Corey? Y'all are going crazy. Oh my goodness, Corey, thank you. Man. Jim willingly gave himself up for another role. What role was it? What new role is he playing where he gotta look like this? I'll put the image up. Matter of fact, I gotta look.
I'm dead. Bonjour. Bonjour. Oh, it's a wonderful feeling. I really took on a pretty big challenge trying to do my speech in French. So, I wrote it and I researched it and I practiced it like crazy. But, it's, then I watched everybody like talking 1,000 miles an hour up there.
It's tough, man, because I see his face. I see Jim, but it's like he's acting jolly, so I'm thinking in my mind, is this him? Everybody's saying, Chuck, that's not him. I don't know what to say. I'm lost for words. I'm still shocked.
Receiving their awards, and I was like, I'm dead. And I was like, I'm dead.
The headings. Guys, the headings say he's 64, but he looks 34. You know? I mean, he does. He kind of does look younger, I guess, but it's. Talk to me, y'all. What's going on here? Just listen to him. Is there any sound here?
So late.
Thank you so much. Such a pleasure to see you.
The
Grinch is one of my favorite movies.
Thanks, guys.
Sorry.
Have a good night.
We're short for time.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Quick. So much.
I'm so late.
Thank you so much. Such a pleasure to see you.
The
Grinch is one of my favorite movies.
Okay. He's got like the Michael Jackson voice going. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm so late. Okay, I love you guys. That's not him. When does he talk like that? You know, he's animated, ready to, do something.
Thank you so much. Such a pleasure to see you. The Grinch is one of my favorite movies.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? He's giving me. They replaced Jamie Foxx too. Yeah, that's definitely not him. Andy Kaufman? Who is Andy Kaufman? Yeah, Cheryl Shot, you hit the nail on the head. This guy is too humble and not like that comedic. And, it's like he's just grateful, we're being here. Everything's all kosher. You know what I'm saying? Like, I expect him to do something, That's tough, guys. That's not our boy. I tried. The funny part is, I dropped like 2 videos before this happened on Dark Waters. We were talking about Jim before any of this popped off. And then this popped off, and I'm like, I can't keep defending you, Jimmy! Yeah. Jim was trying to warn us what was really going on, then suddenly he's different. Chuck, when you get into your 60s, that energy doesn't hit the same. What? He still got it. What was his last movie he put out? Sonic? He had that energy on Sonic. I refuse to believe that. Shapeshifters shifting roles. That's Keanu Reeves? I don't know. I couldn't tell y'all. But Hollywood got so many damn secrets going on. I'm about to share with you guys an old school secret. A lot of you might already know this, but we're going to chime in on it anyway.
End. This is why a master is cut months in advance before it's released. On the full moon, it's taken in to a temple room about the size of this auditorium that is in every one of the major music companies, behind locked doors up in the executive offices. And it's placed on an altar sitting in the north of the room, and a pentagram engraved in the floor. And 13 hand-chosen witches and wizards and a coven come in and conjure a principality or a power up, usually Regia or something like that, and order him to tell the demons under him to follow every record and every tape coming off of that master. As I tell many Christian parents, you can go home and count your kids' records, probably yours too, and count how many demons at least are there. If that's too hard for you to believe, I'm sorry. That's why they do it. Now listen to me. This is why rock music's addicting.
He said you can hear the demons. Somebody said, why does it look like the biohazard sign? Yeah, now that you said something. Stacy, welcome. Becoming your 4 months. You have the Purple Life Vest now. Yeah, that's that old school music, man. Even nowadays, you know, you can even play stuff in reverse. It was not too long ago that this guy played this track in reverse where he supposedly went to the moon. Did you guys see that one? When you played it in reverse, it says never spacewalk. It'll say like one step for man. And then when you put it in reverse, it'll say never spacewalk. So something about going in reverse reveals our true intentions unconsciously. How crazy is that?
Why has all of the color gone out of the world? I see memes like this constantly comparing the same house in 1990 to present day. But I've also seen this with cars, where there's a comparison with cars in the past. You had every color of the rainbow, where modern day it's white, black, gray. Or fast food restaurants, old school McDonald's versus the depressing gray modern one. Or in film, where you have the trend of taking old colorful animated movies and doing CGI versions that are all brown. I saw this post complaining about the costumes in The Odyssey. It's a historical epic where everybody's dressed in gray and brown. Where once upon a time that genre was exploding with color. I'm posting this around the holidays where now the dominant color for Christmas lights is just white. Or if you look at somebody's photo album from the 1970s, their trees look like this with the big colorful bulbs. And
People be going crazy with the Christmas trees now. You know, I used to move furniture for a living. You know, it was, you know, basically you unload a semi and you load semis back. It was a rough job. But I remember this lady had a Christmas tree on her ceiling. It like the ceiling was coming down, like a Christmas tree was hanging on the ceiling. I'm like, this is insane. Who puts a Christmas tree on the ceiling? I don't know why that came to mind, but when I saw that, I just... You know, they're getting modern with it, you know?
Really can't find a consensus in terms of why this has happened. Like this interior design trend that people call millennial gray. I've heard theories when people are remodeling houses or flipping them to sell, that those are just the most neutral colors and have the broadest appeal. But why does that have the broadest appeal? And it's the same thing with cars. The fact that cars are less colorful, this is not just anecdotal. Lots of people have charted it out. And if you try to find out why people say, oh, it's the greed of these car makers and dealers, they know that white will sell, so that's what they put on the lot. And it's like, okay, but why did green stop selling entirely? Why is it that people only want red for sports cars? With fast food restaurants, people have said that it's because the customers got older because fewer people have kids.
I would much rather, I wouldn't recommend going to McDonald's now. You know, it's just, it hasn't been the same. Back in the day, you know, it used to taste all right, but now it's just like, ugh. Every time I haven't been into a McDonald's burger and man, I couldn't tell you, at least a good 3-4 years. You know, I am guilty of their double fish. I'm not going to sit here and lie to anyone. I am guilty of that double fish plain, just fish and cheese with a Coke and a large fry. I'm guilty. Dip it in some barbecue sauce, no tartar sauce. I might have had a few, you know, but it's been a while. You know, I say a couple months.
So McDonald's used to really lean into appealing to kids with the clown mascot. But is that true of Taco Bell? Back in the 90s, was Taco Bell a place where little kids went? Because Taco Bell is now morphing into this.
Hold the phone. Reverse it back to the retro Taco Bell. Where's my music? Look at the retro Taco Bell. Just take a moment and soak it in. Do you remember going there getting your number 7? Your quesadilla with your 2 hard shells. No sour cream, please. You bust open your quesadilla, eat it crispy. Just the right amount of chicken, spread it out. Just the right amount of queso sauce, spread it out. You get 4 slices. You eat your first slice, delicious. You bust open one of those hard shells. You look in it, you told them no sour cream. So you're thinking in the back of your mind, there better not be no sour cream on this hard shell. I don't care, y'all can put a little drizzle of tomato on, I'll accept that. But when you put the sour cream on there, it ruins the whole taco. Bust open that package. Flip open that hard shell. Open the 2 fingers and you look. What do you see? No sour cream. Bet. Grab that mild sauce. You grab the mild sauce. Put it on that hard shell. Good crunch. Dude, I go ham when I eat those hard shells. I'll finish it in 4 bites. All in my beard. People looking at me. Of course, right after I say grace, of course. You know what I'm saying? Everybody looking at me like it's a lion eating a wounded zebra and I already didn't smash one. It's like lettuce, cheese everywhere, napkin. I'm just keeping it real. Yeah, that's how it goes down. You know what I'm saying? But be honest though. If someone puts sour cream on your taco, it messed up the whole vibe. If y'all work at Taco Bell, please, if we say no sour cream, I try to be so sincere and nice when I'm over the intercom. Hello? Hey, welcome to Taco Bell. Hey, how are you doing? Is your day going good? Yeah, I'm fine. How can I help you? Oh, that's good. You know, just was feeling good. Wanted some taco from Taco. Sir, how can I help you? Okay. Geez. A number 7, please, with 2 hard shells. On those hard shells, please. If it's not too much trouble, no sour cream. You know, I don't want to upset anybody back there, but just no sour cream, please. I try to be so sincere and generous and nice. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because nowadays, you know, people really don't want to be there nowadays. You know, you can feel it. Sometimes you get some people that really want to be there, but most times they don't want to be there, y'all. Put some sour cream on a taco. No, I don't like sour. That's too much sloppiness, you know, swirling in your mouth. Who wants to bite into that much slop? You know what I'm saying? That throws off the whole consistency of the taco. I like sour cream, so I expect it on my taco. Oh my goodness. Max with the $5. Hey, you can have it. I'm just saying, please don't put it on mine. If I'm saying no sour cream, please. Drop cilantro. We know. These aren't the official tacos. You know, if you put lettuce, hold on, let me get some. You lucky I don't got some suavemente to this topic, man, because I feel like that's where we going. But let me get this music back popping. Deja vu. Let's listen to this one. What was we talking about? Oh yeah, that the slop is hard. Yeah, man, that's just too much. You know, swirling in there. You know, with that sour cream, man. So I just do lettuce, cheese, and that's it. Meat, cheese, and lettuce. That's all I want. We're thugging. We're good off that. And on my Mexican pizza, no beans. Please don't put no beans on the Mexican pizza, y'all. You know, the Mexican pizzas don't slap. Don't sleep on the Mexican pizzas. If you ain't had a Mexican pizza lately, you might want to try it. Just make sure you say no beans on that bad boy. And then you got a Baja Blast to wash it down. Yeah, Taco Bell's that spot, man. I'm not hating on Taco Bell. I don't got nothing bad to say about it. Yeah, it's not the best, you know what I'm saying? But if you in a rush, you know what I'm saying? In LA, a lot of y'all might not know this, but in California, tell me why they got KFC and Taco Bell put together. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the country. So my first time out in LA, you know, we just driving around and I see the Taco Bell and KFC. What? Y'all fat over there. Y'all eating good. You mean to tell me I can get a 2-piece with 2 hard shells? This is a thing, y'all. I'm gonna show you. I don't know if it's just a Cali thing. I don't think I ever seen it in Florida, y'all. Ever. It's a Taco Bell and KFC together. I wish they had something like that near me. I be feeling fat sometimes, and I'll want 2 things from 2 different fast foods, you know? I might want the Wendy's nuggets and a flame boiled Burger King burger. You know, you fusion 2 fast foods. I know this is horrible, y'all. I know I shouldn't be talking about this. I apologize, y'all. Maybe I don't know. But take a look at this. Y'all don't believe me? Y'all like, you making it up. There ain't no such thing as KFC and Taco Bell, Chuck. You're pulling my leg. Oh yeah? Then what is this? Y'all eating too good in California, man. I would love to have both of those put together. What? A KFC and Taco Bell? Y'all lucky. I used to eat at Old Country Buffet. How many of y'all remember Old Country Buffet? I don't even know if they still in business. But you go to LA in California, tell me why that's called Hometown Buffet over there. I'm like, Hometown Buffet? Shoot, let's go. They had strawberry pop. I'm shocked. I'm like, what is this? Strawberry pop? You know what I'm saying? Y'all got this in the dispensing machines? That was a big deal back in the day, you know? Now they got those robot machines that got every flavor in the world with the touch screen. You just, it's crazy now. But it was a big deal when that strawberry Fanta was in them fountain machines. You're hungry? I've been hungry. Look at my mouth. My mouth is low-key white. I've been fasting. I really don't want y'all to see me with ashy lips, to be honest. I'll be coming on here thugging. I really try not to. A couple of y'all be heating my beard. Chuck, get your beard game right. I'm trying, y'all. I just be trying to show up, low-key. I get there, man. But we thugging. But anyways, yeah. Taco Bell was that spot back in the day, man. Here in Buffalo, we have everywhere Taco Bell and KFC. Buffalo where? New York, Buffalo? We have Golden Corral now. Golden Corral is good too. I actually stopped at a Golden Corral in New Mexico. And yeah, it was good. Where my music at, man? I gotta put some more coins in the jukebox. How silly of me is what this next one's called. Let me throw a couple coins in the jukebox. Keep it rolling. Hopefully it's not too loud, because I know you guys be on my dome. People getting fat by just listening to the story. Calm down. Let us have fun. Damn. Bojangles. I just had 2 tamales and you ain't say nothing? Y'all don't be sharing. Y'all don't think about Chuck. What about Sizzler? Sizzler, yeah, in Cali, Sizzler is like the spot you would my older play brother, we used to call him OGs back in the day, so he was the OG. Anytime you had a older, let's see, I'm trying not to say too much on here, but But in LA, when you got, you know, someone that's showing you they're OGs, you know, they got the knowledge, you know what I'm saying? And in Sizzler, he was like, that's the spot you take your date. It's cheap. You know what I'm saying? They did have excellent shrimp in the salad bar. Do they still have Sizzler out there? You had Sizzler, and what was that other spot? Where they had chicken and mojos, y'all. Shakey's. That's like Peter Piper Pizza, you know, but that's like Shakey's in California, where they had like those mojos and fried chicken. You know what I'm saying? Shakey's. What y'all know about Shakey's? Sizzlers is slaps. Where my Waffle House people at. I love Waffle House, man. That's a Florida thing, man. Y'all lucky. Florida, y'all got a lot to eat down there, man. Y'all eating great in Florida, Cali, New Mexico, Ponderosa. Who said Ponderosa? Marcy? Oh my goodness. I forgot all about Ponderosa. They had the best wings. If you never walked out with a giant briefcase of wings from Ponderosa, you missed out. I'm sorry. When my mom came home with that giant duffel bag of Ponderosa wings, you was ready to do a backflip. Those was the days, man. N64 gaming, going crazy, Blockbuster, Ponderosa. Man, we had it, y'all. We didn't know how good we had it, man. The television was great. The movies, the TV shows. Man, we had it good, y'all. We really did. Ponderosa, I felt that. That giant duffel bag. It's been poisoned, man. I know it's not the same, y'all. The air's not the same. I understand. You know what I'm saying? But that bag of Ponderosa, that took me back. And Ponderosa had like an Aztec vibe. So when you went in Ponderosa, they had like that. What was it? Like a tarp. It had like the Aztec tarps with like the Native American hand woven, you know, decorations all around there. So why you got a plate full of tacos? You can get tacos and wings from Ponderosa. So you walking around Ponderosa, you got these wings on your plate, and they got the hard shell tacos, and you just looking around. I remember catching myself just walking around the restaurant with my plate because of the what's the word I'm looking for? Like the cultural experience you get from just being inside there, you know? Y'all remember that? Or am I tripping? Popeyes is alright, you know, every time I eat Popeyes, that mess your boy's stomach up, man. I can't be, it'd be like, is it worth it? But you get done eating that spicy Popeyes, the next day your stomach be gurgling, and you looking in that mirror like, oh man, was this even worth it, man? That 8-piece for $10, yeah, it was a deal, but my stomach on bubble, you know? Yourself says, I say the same thing about that stuff. Yeah, well, I can't go into detail about that, my boy, but yeah, you know, I can't talk about it on here. Popeyes. It's good though. Popeyes is good though, man. El Pollo Loco, that's some West Side stuff. They got some good soft serve ice cream. El Pollo Loco. Substation, that sounds so familiar. Man, I can handle that spicy chicken. Add that scorpion pepper. Man, you talking about Elon Musk having rocket ships. You about to have a blast off. Ugh, Jet Propulsion. What up? What up, Stuart? You ain't never lied. But yeah, man, let's keep it pushing. That took me back. I needed that, y'all. Thank you for that, man. I needed that. I honestly did. That took me back. Man, I could just feel just the joy I felt back in the day. My soul needed that, guys. Thank you. I truly appreciate y'all. Man, Ponderosa. Popeyes, man, it tastes good, but your boy personally, you gotta eat some greens with it or something because it's pure fire. El Po Loco, yeah. It's been a minute since I get there. Del Taco, I used to live off Del Taco. For $3, for $4, you would come out with 6 tacos, fries, and cheese sauce. And a drink. That's the cheapest way to eat. Like, I lived at Del Taco. I knew if my money was low, you know, I don't know if you guys know about Del Taco, but back in the day, I think they tacos was like, what, 30, 40, 50 cents? And this was like in 2012, it had these cheap prices. I don't know if it's still that cheap, but man, you could, if you was broke, Del Taco would get you full. Church's Chicken too was fire over there on the west side. Man, y'all got so many bangers. Pinkies, hot dog stand. The west side definitely has a lot of bangers, places to eat, y'all. 100%. Chuck, did you know a bucket of chicken is $80 in KFC? That is nuts. You better bust that app out. Look for them deals. I personally don't go to KFC unless they doing like an 8 for $10 special. I think they do it on Tuesdays. My phone would notify me. It's like, hey Chuck, that's them hacking into my damn biofield. They know I love some fried chicken. So as soon as they start my biofield's reading that I'm hungry, I'm like, all right, go ahead and send them a couple jolts for that new KFC meal. I just be sitting here chilling. This is 8 for $10 at KFC. Oh, damn. I gotta go check it out. They get me every time. That 8 blended spices ain't no joke. KFC skin ain't, that original recipe ain't nothing to play with. Y'all got me off track, man. What's y'all fault? Stuart, you trying to get me popped off? Did we start WW3 today? You tell me. I saw a little something, but man, you trying to get me popped.
Is that true of Taco Bell? Back in the 90s, was Taco Bell a place where little kids went? Because Taco Bell is now morphing into this, the gray and the wood paneling. I feel like all of these are dancing around a broader consumer preference for less color in everything. And it may relate to the fact that, at least in my eyes, I perceive this as being a wealthier person's house than this. Like somehow I've been trained that if I went into a restaurant that had this color scheme, I would not assume that it is a fancy restaurant.
I would rather assume it's a good time. Back to that Ponderosa analogy I was saying. When you walked in Ponderosa, you're literally looking at the walls, you're looking at the paintings. There's so much stuff going on inside the Ponderosa. I don't know if it just was my location in general, but the certain ambiance made you feel more comfortable in being there, you know? And looking at these retro colors, I like that. You know what I'm saying? It's who wouldn't want this? If they came out now and said we're going retro, I guarantee their stock would increase.
where the reason they're going to this is that it is perceived as being more upscale even though they're serving the same food. And this to me looks like a rich person's Christmas tree. It looks more sophisticated. And this does read to me as the film for a more intellectual, sophisticated consumer, where this to me reads as cheap or garish. But I didn't come out of the womb feeling like that. I was trained to think that way. And I honestly don't know why, and I definitely don't know why we think that children need a more colorless version of.
When did this come out? Is this the live action Moana? Did this come out already? I thought the Moana was alright, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't know they had a whole live action out. That's crazy.
Moana. If you have a theory, I'd be eager to hear it. Why has all of the color gone out?
So, shout out to author Jason K. Perrigan. He made a very valid point about the color. But what's up with these tides, though? I feel like there's something going on in the tides that they're not telling us.
I told you, we may also have been lied to about why there are tides. And I'm sure you're probably thinking there's no possible reason that there'd ever be justification to lie about why the tidal.
If you're enjoying this video, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps the channel out, helps the algorithm out, helps get this into more like-minded individuals. So yeah, if you haven't already, hit that like button for your mans. Now let's keep diving in these waters.
Currents occur. But after watching this video, I can guarantee it will start making sense. Now, according to the official academia, including McGraw-Hill, the textbooks we all studied from in school, the way the tide works, McGraw-Hill, by the way, is owned by Pergamon Press, which is called Satan's Throne in a biblical translation, and it's owned by Robert Maxwell, which is Ghislaine Maxwell's father, but we'll save that for another video. According to the official story, tides are caused by the moon's gravitational pull. Now, despite the moon having many phases, the tides are entirely consistent. Every day, there are tides coming in and out. Even if the moon is not out, if it's a full moon, or if it's a sliver toenail moon, doesn't affect, the tides are tiding no matter what.
And people are saying that the moon is looking different. Like it's been cloudy and cold out. So I'll be honest, I haven't looked at the moon normally like I should be. But people are saying instead of like the crescent that we're normally, the crescent. Here, I could show you better than I can draw it out. Activate submersible. We want that crescent. Recent crescent moon. Oh yeah, it looks just like that. Unbelievable. Like, you guys see that? Right here? This is what people are saying the crescent is looking like. When I first saw this, I thought of the Amazon logo for some reason. You know? And I'm like, that is strange. You know? And it makes you wonder, we can see the entire moon? You know, maybe this is just a simple question, but I don't know the answer to it. We can see the entire moon, right? But what is this little sliver? I mean, we can see the sliver, but what is the rest of the moon called? Like, what's the rest of the moon called besides that sliver? You know what I'm saying? Because it's just a mystery that only that is lit up. How come the rest of it isn't lit up, you know? It's almost like something is blocking the projection almost, you know what I'm saying? Like if someone aimed a flashlight somewhere and then they put something on covering the flashlight. We'll do it like this. Because if the moon is a hologram, right? It's almost like the crescent is like, bear with me, y'all. I feel like I'm cooking low key. It's like it's a solid object, so it's like, you know. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. It's like something's on top of it. You know? And it's blocking it out, but it's still protruding, you know? I wish we had clear answers. Cooking my eyesight, you'll be alright. But yeah, it's curious to me. It's the black sun. That explains it. The black sun literally explains it the best out of everything. Out of every theory I've came across, the black sun makes the most sense. The moonlight is cooler than the moonshade. I seen that. It's like the moonlight had like specific properties. Like it was like colder and it made stuff like, what was the, like it like, I don't want to say petrified. Like the moonlight petrified stuff faster. Does that make sense? Not like petrified, but it made like some type of process go faster. I'm not sure the process, but the moonlight specifically accelerated a certain type of process. Shout out to Crack W9T for the one gifted. I wish I knew what it was called, y'all. But yeah, the moonlight enhances a certain aspect. But we were covering a video ago, man, but it's like I can't retain every single, you know, dive we go on, but I can remember glimpses of certain aspects of the video. And I remember someone specifically talking about the moonlight and how it was colder and it accelerated a certain process. I'm not sure though. Putrefaction? Yeah, that was it. Shout out to Trey. How do you spell that? Let's type it in. Activate submersible. 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 Activate submersible. No, you hit it for me, man. Let's type it in. Oh. There it is. It's putrefaction. This is what the moonlight does, guys. This is what the moonlight increases. Putrefaction. That is insane. You guys read this? Here, I read it out loud. Putrefaction is the 5th advanced stage of death, typically starting 24 to 72 hours post-mortem, characterized by the bacterial decomposition of proteins and liquefaction of tissue, producing foul-smelling gases, body swelling, and green discoloration. It causes significant odor, skin slippage, like a zombie. That is insane. They said this is what the moonlight does, y'all. Can the moonlight be beneficial to humans, though, is the question. Or do you want to run from it? Like the moonlight. Ah, that was the moonlight. Get it off me. You know, like a vampire and sun type deal, you know? What is your name? Ryan for Jesus. Chuck, my 6-year-old son loves watching your video. Man, he shouldn't be watching videos on the way to school every day. We've been watching you for a year. Appreciate the content. Oh my goodness. You got your 6-year-old on the waters. I'm not bad at it, but I try to clean it up best I can, man. The moon is an artificial reminder. Nev Fam with the 1 month. Let's go. See, Ryan, you got me wanting to make. I can, I don't want to, say that, but yeah, I can make some stuff more tailored. I can clean it up a lot better. He used to love, you better buckle up, bucko. Hey, Ryan, this is for you. Ryan, you better buckle up, bucko. I used to go hard on that, but man, the hyper mode intros, we'll get there. He gonna be at school like, man, he gonna be waking everybody up. Low key, that's what we need, man. Little warriors out there early, waking people up, man. I love it. Yeah, I appreciate that, Ryan. Yeah, I could do better, man, but we on these waters, man. But yeah. But let's keep going. Crack with the gifted membership. Let's go. All right, let's keep it pumping. We would have to do this experiment, though. We would have to put something in the moonlight and really have some scientific data to support the moonlight putrefaction thesis. I feel like it wouldn't be too difficult to do an experiment, a controlled experiment, with different specimens, have like 5 different specimens, put it under the moonlight versus daylight, and see the difference. It shouldn't be that hard to get that data. All right, let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. What's that, Limp Biscuit? You remember when DMX and Limp Bizkit had that crossover? I'll bang it right now if I could. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. What? What? And then DMX came in. That was one of the hardest crossovers ever. DMX and Limp Bizkit? Y'all don't know nothing about that. I'll bang that right now. If I could, y'all. Let's keep rolling. Chuck, we have one here. Brandy. It says, Chuck, we have Long John Silver's. A Mo and Long John Silver's. Oh, you're getting fancy with it. Long John Silver's, man, they gotta cook it fresh and right, man. If they overcook Long Johns, it is not good. You just eating a fried piece of grease. You know, at least have a little flaky butterness in the middle if we eating pure grease, you know. But when they overcook your fish at Long John, that mess up your whole day. You done spent damn near 20 on this meal. You know what I'm saying? You got a whole plate full of crunchers. No buttery, flaky fish in the middle. That'll ruin your day. Nothing's worse than having overcooked fried fish or just too much batter. That'll mess up your whole day. Like somebody scuffing your shoes. Overcooked fried fish? Yeah. That's up there on the list. All right, let's keep it pushing. Yo, it was Method Man. No, it was DMX. It was DMX. It was DMX and Limp Bizkit, Steve. You gonna make me punch it in? All right, I'll punch it in just for you. Limp Bizkit and DMX. Redman? Method Man ain't nowhere on there. They got Redman, but it was definitely DMX. Oh, it was. All of them were in there. Okay. It was Limp Bizkit, DMX, Redman, and Method Man. Rolling. That's a banger. If you got some subs, bang that. You know what I'm saying? You feeling some type of way? Bang that. Maybe you shouldn't. It's been a while. I might have to listen to it again to ask you to bang it. I don't know what they was saying. But it got you hype. If you want to get hype, go ahead and bang it. The DJ on there is what made it so tight, because he was scratching like with the guitars and the trap. He was mixing it up. You don't get that type of, you know. Y'all threw me off, man. There y'all go throwing me off, man. I'm trying to dive on these waters. Y'all throwing me fast food, Ponderosa, Hail Marys, touching my childhood, you know what I'm saying? And Taco Bell, the most amazing Ponderosa child duffel bags, you know? My mom come home, man, that was, yeah. Y'all throwing me off today, but I love it. What about Slayer and the Ice-T song, Disorder? Damn. I haven't heard that one. Little DJ Lethal is what it was called. That's what his name was? DJ Lethal? What? The DJ, when you got a DJ mixing it up, it really helps. Y'all get me excited, man. I never been to a concert in my life, but if I had to pick one, it would definitely be that Limp Bizkit DMX and the crowd going crazy.
But if the moon's gravitational field is what causes tides, then how come in the Mediterranean Sea, the Black Sea, the Caspian Sea, and other massive lakes, like the Great Lakes, there are no tides. You'd think such a massive ocean would have tides, significant, similar to the big oceans. But that's not the case. Why? This is where it gets a little bit shocking. According to ancient civilizations who all believed the Earth to be quite a different shape than what NASA claims it is, there is said to be at the North Pole, which we can't go to, a gigantic mountain called Mount Meru, also known as Black Rock. It is a giant magnetic mountain, apparently. And there's said to be 4 rivers coming out of it. Notice also the 4 quadrants here. You have the Microsoft logo, which is also 4 quadrants. We have many corporate logos depicting 4 quadrants, perhaps in reference to this. We know they like to hide things in plain sight. But what they believed is that there is a vortex energy field at the center of the known Earth.
Guys, how many times I gotta show the footage where they show that German plane hovering above the vortex, and you can literally see the lake of fire, and there's a vortex swirling down into the Earth, like it's leading to Agartha, like a giant science project. You know, where you take 2 oh yeah. You guys remember that old science experiment y'all used to do in school, where you'll duct tape these and you'll spin them and it'll make that damn vortex? They got that in the middle, right here. That's probably one of the only things I could tell you the positive from my public schooling that they taught me, where they put that vortex in the middle and you just sit there and, yeah, watch this. I'm about to make a F5. You know what I'm saying? They got that F5, man, right here. And it's leading down to Agartha. And that's how we getting our tides. For entertainment purposes only. Don't come for me, bucko.
In their mind, which pulls the water in and pushes it out, pumping like a heartbeat, using electromagnetism, and the salinity in the ocean, of course, is highly conductive. And what adds credence to this, some of the roughest oceans in the world are closest to the North Pole, where the source of this pulling and pushing force would be, like the Bering Sea, which is the most violent sea there is. Lastly, I will say, Nikola Tesla believed gravity to be a shaky theory at best, and he believed the world ran on electromagnetism and relativity, not gravity. Now, if you want to see me live discuss this in detail on my Rumble channel, just comment the word Rumble below and I'll send you a link to it.
I wonder what his name is. I have no idea what his name is. You guys, I've never been to a No, that's true. I've never been to a concert ever. I've been to a couple Christian, that the church will throw, and then they'll had, oh yeah, Grits came to my church once. Well, I was a kid, and it was the church I was attending, and it was this group called Grits, I believe, that they said, ooh ah, my life be like ooh ah, ooh ah. That group, I believe they came to my church, and that was jumping. I do remember seeing that. But as far as concerts, that would have to be the closest one I've ever been to. What are their names? I believe it was Grits. Ooh ah, ooh, my life be like ooh ah. I believe they were a Christian group, and their name was Grits. Rod Stewart. I have no idea who that is. I don't want y'all to be mad at me. I don't even know who Rod Stewart is. If someone came to me and was like, man, I just seen Rod Stewart, I'd say, is that a NASCAR? The first thing that comes to mind is NASCAR when you say Rod Stewart. But yeah, let's keep it pumping on these waters. No wires, no needles, no chemicals, just layers of organic metal materials arranged in pattern. In the early 1900s, a scientist named William Rich introduced something that sounded almost too simple. A wooden box. No wires, no needles, no chemicals. Just layers, organic, metallic materials arranged in a specific pattern. Rich called these the Orgone Accumulator. He believed the air wasn't empty. He believed it carried a subtle life force with some traditions called chi inside of it. According to him, this box concentrated that energy patterns would sit inside for short sessions. He claimed that their bodies responded in powerful ways. Supporters said it boosted vitalities. Critics say it violated physics. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you this mysterious box full of chi. So you better lock in and buckle up. This mysterious box full of chi. Use it!
So what we started doing is we started building cylindrical accumulators, just a cylinder with open ends with lots of layering around that, and then when you get into that, the energy doesn't denature, and what you can do is you can set up just a metal core that's a cylinder and then build up some blankets like this that are organic all the way on the outside. And then when you want an accumulator, you can lay these blankets down on top of the metal core and give yourself an accumulator when you want it. And then when you're done with it, you can take the blankets off.
But don't take our word for it. Get it and try it.
Try it yourself. That's
right. Yeah, because I didn't take anybody's word for it. I tried it.
Me too.
I'll go feel the charge coming in off it. But you can see where it's clearly organic wool on one side and the other side is metal, and there's a couple layers in there.
The steel screen.
Now, one of the disadvantages to this one is it's always on.
Always a charge on this iron section here, because this is pure cotton and pure steel wool in this. And it's organic on all sides, which means that unless you wrap it around something like your body, it's not accumulating anything because there's no final metal layer for the charge to build up on.
I could feel it coming in right away immediately.
Yeah, the thermal effect, this must be at least 4 or 5 layers because of the thickness of it.
Yeah, best one I have in my collection.
This is very similar to the kind that I have built for myself in my research. It's the simplest thing to do is just to go to a fabric store and buy some cotton batting that you'd put into a quilt and steel wool pads that you can just unroll. 100% cotton pillowcase, and you just lay out layers of cotton and steel wool, cotton and steel wool, cotton and steel wool, and you just put it in the pillowcase. So what we started doing is
and I guess that harnesses the chi somehow. Interesting. My number one regret is not seeing an MJ concert. That would be lit. The real Michael Jackson's name was Dave Dave? Interesting.
There is so much of our history that we have no idea. However, the mainstream 2 days ago just announced that they believe 200 million years ago, it rained for 1 million years straight. If you believe that, I have a bridge to sell you. Now, this little island in the middle of the fricking ocean, which draws many tourists every year because of what was discovered there, which we know almost nothing about. It literally is all theoretical. The only way you'd really find out is if you could tap into the Akashic field and download the history of the earth into your consciousness.
Did he just tell you to astral project and go to the sacred library and download the information? That's wild. But see, even more wild is this giant tree that nobody's going to talk about. Tell me that's not a stump.
No.
Right here. This was sawed at. I don't even think this is why they came to this video, but just looking at the bird's eye view, looking down, It might be a tree stump, ladies and gentlemen.
Almost nothing about. It literally is all theoretical. The only way you'd really find out is if you could tap into the Akashic field and download the history of the Earth into your consciousness. Who built these, dude? And I'm not talking because there's evidence that these weren't carved. It was some other technology.
If these weren't carved, the only place I go to is some type of solar CNC machine. Like they might have had some type of camcorder, some type of projector, and they laser beamed it at the rock, and it just etched these out. You know, if they didn't chisel it,
that was employed. Also, you're on this little island, not much food, you're running out, it's finite resources, and you're spending how much time building rock freaking statues? And you know that they're like half buried under the ground, right? There's other pictures you've seen of them dig up underneath. They're half buried. Now, before the flood, this island would have actually probably been connected to the mainland of like Australia. You got to consider that. The little islands in the middle of the ocean now used to be connected to the mainland before the flood. The water level was hundreds of feet lower. Another thing to consider is that no image of Earth from space is without CGI and editing, heavily editing. And you may be thinking, what do you mean? Well, they announce, it's clear, they say they can't zoom out far enough because the Earth is so big, they have to take 1 million little pictures and stitch them all together. Well, the last I checked, if you look at the pictures of the Apollo 11 and them on the moon with the Earth in the background, there's no way they would not be able to take a picture of the Earth today. So the fact that all the images that NASA gives us are CGI, admitted CGI, and composite images is shocking. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and follow for more. There is so much of...
Like they really been, let me get our music right. They really been messing with Google Earth, because people will tell you that if you look in Greenland and different spots, they got rid of a lot of stuff on Google Earth, like back in 2003, 2007, I believe. Like it was like unedited back in the day, and you can literally see like a lot of stuff that it was unedited. Basically, they just uploaded the footage raw. You know, the photos they took, you could see, and people saw a lot of stuff back in the day. So it won't shock me that they blanked out a lot and took out all the juicy stuff. I managed to find some old footage of a device in Greenland. I might be able to pull it up. I think I remember saving it just to show you guys what I'm talking about. Old footage. It might be a dig. I might not be able to find it. I know I got it, but it's going to take some extreme amount of digging to find the downloaded content. But I'm trying to see if I can get lucky just off the bat. Yeah, it's going to be too far. But Greenland had like this UFO protruding out on the map, and that's the footage I was going to show you. It's I showed it on older videos, so it's out there. But yeah, some people saved all the old school footage, and it's still out there. But it's just a lot harder to find, basically. Yeah, I don't see it. It's gonna take some digging. Moving on, no. Hit that like button to help hype your boy out. I appreciate it. My fault. You should be able to hear me now. I've been rocking this mic this whole time. I'm trying to rock it till the wheels fall off, but I'm gonna talk into it, see if that helps. Oh yeah, we got this piece. Look at this. The right hand of the forerunner and Baptist of Lord John, and part of the life-giving cross of the Lord. And Dion Sias Monastery, Holy Mount Athos in Greece. St. John the Baptist. They're saying this right here, this infinity gauntlet you're looking at, they're saying this is the right hand of the forerunner and Baptist, Lord John. Yehukanan? There's no way this is Yehukanan's arm. Are we talking about the same John that baptized Yahushua? There's no way. Do you hear me all right? Tell me this isn't giving you Infinity Gauntlet vibes. If we look at this, if I can quick screenshot this, you're not gonna believe this next piece I'm gonna show you. Alright, we take a look at this. And then I want to show you something. Fire Marshal Bill, let me show you something. I want to show you something, Fire Marshal Billy. And then you look at this right here, right? Look at this, y'all. What are they trying to do? The relic of the Saint Teresa. On the left and on the right, you got the Infinity Gauntlet. What type of powers were they trying to harness? You know? Look at this. Tell me your thoughts. This looks like something. This looks like an item you'll get out of Dark Souls 3 or Elden Ring. You know? It makes you think. Somebody took the Power Stone. Yeah. The Power Stone goes on top of the hand. Who took the Power Stone? Somebody brought up a great point. Where'd the Power Stone go? somebody out here wielding the Power Stone. There's a jewel missing. Let me just tell you something, bucko. All these stories, all these movies you like watching, Star Wars, what's another one? Lord of the Rings. You know, they were all taken from the good book. Think about it. Star Wars. Look at Anakin Skywalker. You can compare Anakin Skywalker to a fallen angel from all the portraits. Who's the creator? I forgot the creator's name. George Lucas? You can't tell me he got damn near all his inspiration from the Bible. I'll take it there. Anakin and Lucifer paint. I'll be the first one to show you, bucko. Drop them in the comments below. Let's wake up. People think this is a game. Wake them up, guys. If you got a correlation, drop it in the comments below. Let me be the first to tell you, bucko. All these fictional movies you like watching, it came from here. They got all their ideas. Good versus light. Dark versus light. Good versus evil. And the crazy part is, once you really read this, and you're listening to these stories about who commanded the sun and moon to stop. It was some battle. I should know this. You know, but somebody commanded the sun and moon to stop. You know, it's some crazy stuff. Lot's wife, a tornado of fire coming down, a whirlwind coming down. Lot's wife looked back, pillar of salt. The prophets, Moses, how he split that water. You know what I'm saying? They taking all that. Moana, you know, when she walked up to get that little green stone, they took that straight from Moses. You know? All these stories. Sauron, Lord of the Rings. Who does Sauron sound like? Satan. You know what I'm saying? Frodo had to destroy the one true ring. My boy Sam did all the work, but Frodo was crying the whole time. What my boy Sam do? He threw him on his back. That's all I do, man. I'll be watching these movies and I just be trying to put the pieces together. I'm like, man, they took this from somewhere. What are they saying? You know, just my discernment is on autopilot at all times. You know, back when I was younger, you know how you play a video game and your mana bar gets depleted when you use your special ability? You know, once you get to this level, I feel like all we're on, we got a what's it called, a passive ability where our discernment doesn't drain mana. Woo-hoo! Somebody need to write that down and send it to me. I hate to say that, but let me say that one more time. Once your discernment gets to where I feel like most of us are, if you're watching me right now, I feel like when we were younger, our discernment, you know, it's like a mana bar on a video game. And our mana bar would have to slowly deplete when you're, you know, using your discernment. Man, is this good for me? Well, if I did this, the outcome would look like this. And I shouldn't do this because it is written on this. And, you know, I do got his commandments on my heart. And you know what I'm saying? And you just doing this beautiful 3D formulation calculations in your brain coming to the great discernment. Well, guess what, bucko? When you get to this level, your mana bar, your passive, you unlock the passive ability where it doesn't drain your mana. And it's just automatically activated. If this is making any type of sense, hit that like and subscribe button. I'm telling you, man. I need more analogies. Look at this. Wow. Star Wars again. Look at this battle. You know? Battling. Good versus light. That's what it's all about, man. Keep up the good fight. As much as we're learning and as much as people waking up, I damn near feel like they about to try and pop off a reset. Somebody said they found Gilgamesh's body in 03. Yeah, we covered that. The context for the bottom image is on the left side. On the left side is The Fallen Angel by an artist named Alexandre Cabanel, and it's his depiction of a fallen angel. Look at the hate in his eyes at the bottom left. Look at the hate in Anakin's eyes. Anakin was played so well on Star Wars. What did he say? I might have to rewatch it. You put her against me. You know what I'm saying? That was such a well done movie. With Anakin, he turns into, spoiler alert, if you ain't seen Star Wars, go ahead and mute me for a second. I'll give you 5 seconds. The dude on the top left, he ends up turning into Darth Vader. If you know, you don't know or don't care. But yeah, it's a crazy story. In the context on the right, let me see if I can find the context for the right. There's a fallen angel painting on the right. So yeah, this is just one analogy. Someone said Goku, what's the DBZ? Shout out to Christina Walkerman, 1734, for becoming a buckled up bucko. Renee, welcome. Became a buckled up bucko. Membership's 99 cents. Get it while it's hot. Become a member less than a bag of chips. What's C3PO? Oh yeah, Annie made C3PO. Roxanne, huge shout out. $2 donation. Love your channel and all this family here. We do got the best community, man. I'm not gonna lie. We got the best community on YouTube. I know people be saying that, but I really mean it. But yeah. Alright, let's keep pushing on these waters. This ain't over with. This next segment, shout out to my lunch break. One of my favorite content creators on YouTube. He be diving through there. And this is one about Nephilim, the Nephilim return. What an excellent subject, since we're already on that subject, kinda.
What were the Nephilim doing here? And why were they erased from the history books instead of being remembered? We've shown their remains underneath cathedrals, under palaces, underneath the churches. We have found massive grave sites. We know that the Nephilim, they are buried in Cahokia. The Nephilim weren't just massive giants. We know that these beings were ruled.
I'm gonna grab some water real quick. Did y'all want anything? I got some leftover Culvers up there. I got some walleye. I could throw it in the air fryer. It jumps straight back. The grease inside the fried fish like activates when you put it in the air fryer, and it tastes just as good like you bought it. I got a couple extra pieces. I can heat one up for you. I got water, some vitamin water. Mi casa, su casa. Whatever in my fridge, you grab it. I'm gonna grab some water real quick. But whatever you want, drop it in the comments. I got you.
Rulers, and they had extra digits. There are documented stories. And there was yet a battle in Gath, where was a man of great stature that had on every hand 6 fingers, and on every foot 6 toes. He had 24 digits, and he was born to the giant, the Nephilim. And when you go to our museums, they all have their hands chopped off. And where is Gath? Supposedly, it's 35 miles southwest of Jerusalem, central Israel. And this is where we find this. A massive melted structure. We all know at this point that these are not caves. It's completely melted. Massive entrances, and we all know that it goes down much further than we can see. It's all just covered with grass, weeds, and dirt, just like we see right here. Take a look at this. I guarantee you, if somebody was to go there and remove all of the grass, this would be a massive structure that you would be able to enter into, with another huge opening over here. They found this location and excavated it in the 1990s, which is of course our timeline yet again. And they found pottery, of course, because the only thing that the people of the past knew how to do was just make a bunch of pottery. It's a complete joke. And this is all over the world, even in Nevada, the Siteka Caves, where many Native American tribes, their history. These are not legends like we're all told. They're not myths. This is what the Native Americans tell us that their history really is. They tell us all about the red-haired giants and how their ancestors, they literally fought wars against these giants. In my opinion, this was within the last 500 years, not 15,000. And this is based on all the research that we've seen to this point. We even see that the Aztecs and the Mayans recorded their encounters with a race of giants, with the giants or the Nephilim being discovered on almost every single continent in the world, including Virginia, New York, Michigan, Tennessee, Arizona, Nevada, and we know Illinois. And we're gonna be coming back to all these states later on and what they found. But in Nevada, at Lovelock Cave, we see something shocking. We see that they actually found the red-haired giants. 2 very large skeletons were found, one being 8.5 feet tall. The other one was almost 10 feet tall. In 1911, James Hart located these giants. A finder that was mining and unexpectedly found massive humans. They told local newspapers that they found these massive bodies that had red hair. Immediately after they found this, in 1911, the University of California steps in 1912. They go in there and create the mainstream story, the one that we all hear today. And the story that they've made up is that the remains were just normal human size. There's no evidence of giants, and the Native American stories are just dismissed as myth and folklore, telling us that they only found some baskets, nets, duck decoys, sandals, and artifacts. And we all believed this until now, where we know that they went in there immediately after finding this and shut the miners up. Because the man who actually found this, James Hart, he described unusually tall remains, red hair, and then he never gave another interview ever again.
I hear so many stories about red-haired giants. It's not even funny. They in America. They're in over there overseas about Kandahar giant. Kandahar, I covered that before, but it's an interesting story about what those soldiers experienced. So multiple stories of giant red-haired giants. So it's like, are all of them lying? You know, are all of them making up those stories about seeing these giant beings? We look at these giant cathedral doors, all these old school buildings that got these giant doors. They was made for some big people. They found femur bones. People theorize that they're mixing Nephilim bones with dinosaur bones. They'll find a giant femur bone and then throw it in suited T-Rex in the Chicago Museum and just, you know, blend in the rest of the stuff. They say they made it. You know, I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what they say. I'll take a damn. Anunnaki, the Dark Holy, says I'll take a Nacho Bel Grande with supreme tacos with a Dorito shell. You know exactly what you want. I'm not mad at it. What to drink? A Baja? I'll be honest. I had Culver's lately. Their fish. I'm in the country, man. It's not too many people that know how to fry fish near me, man. The only place that does a decent job is Culver's. They've been doing a good job frying the fish. It's just so damn expensive, man. They damn near want $8 a damn fillet. It's good, but it's just like, man, y'all slapping me across the mouth and then grabbing my shirt and then slap me on the other cheek every time I buy one. You know, it's good, but dang, you know. But I wish I had a good fried fish spot. I tried frying fish. I'm not good at it.
James Hart, his findings, they were never cited in official reports. The guy that actually found it. And guess what? James Hart, he stumbled onto something that would have ruined the mainstream history. It would have exposed the fact that the Nephilim were here, and possibly still might be. And right after he found it, the university stepped in, and James Hart completely disappeared from the historical record. Nobody knows where he went or how he passed away. Everything about this guy stayed silent and completely unknown. And this is when we know that we've hit the nail right on the head. And we know James Hart, he was telling the truth. And we know who was not. We know that the Nephilim were here. And I believe that they were in the Grand Canyon. We are just getting started today. Welcome to episode 166 of My Lunch Break. I hope you're all having a great day. And if you're new, welcome. Thank all of our sponsors over on Patreon. Thank you to FlatEarthDave.com. You can check out his app, The Flat Earth. 50 feet long. These were giants, and I bet you they found a lot more of them in there. Because when you look at the dimensions of this place in Nevada, they're shocking. A massive entrance that's 40 feet wide, 150 feet long, interior tunnels that are 15 feet wide and go on for 500 feet, connecting chambers and passageways. This was not done by one or two people. Look at the inside of this place.
Hold the phone. Lift your spirits with a 1999 donation. Oh my goodness. Your name says it all. I think that deserves a backflip. Hey, listen! Amen. Lift your spirits with a 1999 donation. Thank you. That backflip was for you. Now let's keep it pushing on these waters.
It is massive, and something clearly happened here. This is not a natural formation from the wind blowing for thousands of years. And before we go on to the Grand Canyon, we see the Cathedral Caves, located only 266 miles from Lovelock Cave. Yet again, they found human remains, large skulls, and long bones. Seeing things like this, in my opinion, something crazy happened in this entire section of the USA. Something melted everything.
He's not lying, man. Like, if you Google Earth anywhere in this area, it's just completely dry. It's like something eviscerated that entire area. Like some type of solar beam came down. Like, it looks like what was described where Lot was pleading for that town. Like, if I had to describe the aftermath 1,000 years later, it would look like this location over here. Like this entire, who knows the low down filth that they were doing in order for some type of petrification flame beam to bust out the sky and just eviscerate everything in that area. Is my thoughts.
The entire region has been...
It's completely dry. Let's do it real quick because I have an excellent point I want to bring up while we're speaking about this. If I can just real quick show you guys.
Cathedral Caves, located only two...
All right, let's punch in Google Earth. And I want to show you guys something extremely crazy. All right. Let's just take over here for instance. You can really pick anywhere on this map. You could just look and see how dry it is, right? You can pick anywhere. Anywhere. I'm just going with the first photo I can see. All right, let's click this photo right here. Look at this, guys. There's no land. I mean, there's no greenery. Only these shrubs that got lucky. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Whatever happened here happened on like a Fern Gully type level. Completely. Everything in this area got eviscerated. There's no life. Something went down here. It just didn't dry up because of the conditions. Something scorched. The earth is scorched. This entire region. It reminds me of Fern Gully. You don't know what Fern Gully is? Hold on, sit right there. 1 second, let me show you. I used to watch Fern Gully. When I was young, give me my bottle, give me a giant, I had this cup, and I'll put like 4 scoops of Nesquik in there, put my milk in there, shake it up, and I'll play Fern Gully. Trying to find a good scene. There it is. Let's switch the track up. Deja Vu. There you go, Fern Gully. This is a scene from Fern Gully. Basically, the machines destroyed everything, but I think this is more of like a petrification type beam, personally. But how it looks like a drought in the entire area, that's the vibes I got. Taken straight out of Fern Gully. This dude used to scare the mess out of me. This dude right here. These dudes was pretty scary. That was a crazy show. I'm gonna have to rewatch it with this new paradigm I have and see what they was trying to tell us. Yeah. So when we look at that, just everything's destroyed, that's the vibes I was getting.
Ruined. It could have been the sun, or it could have been something else. But everything here is just burnt to a crisp. It's melted. Just looking at this and thinking logically, this is not naturally forming. These are massive melted structures from the old world that I believe were built by the Nephilim, the giants, where the mainstream narrative knows that this is just all a result of millions of years of geologic forces. You know, the wind and the rain just blowing this all together for 5 million years. Not 4 million and not 6 million, but exactly 5 million years ago, water filled the area and formed a freshwater lake. And all of this was documented by the local snake. He was just busy documenting.
I mean, look at this. Doesn't this remind you of those cathedrals? And this could have just got hit with really high heat. And we're stuck with these formations, all these different types of rock formations that have these cathedral pillars. This looks like it could have been something similar to the Barcelona cathedral, you know? Barcelona. Cathedral. We go back here. We go to all right, you guys see that? Now I want you to take a good look at this. Might have to add it. Add image, create new. There it is. Look at it. You guys can see it, right?
All of
Look at the pillars. Look at how those pillars come up the same way. The cathodes. Right here, what you're looking at is petrified cathodes. On this ancient, it looks just like a rock formation, but I'm telling you, it looks like some type of ancient war. Some type of ancient war popped off, you know? And we're stuck with the petrified fossilization buildings.
this in the sand 5 million years ago. He was journaling for fun and telling all these idiots from the 1900s all about the year -5 million. What a gift. Visitors began to finally explore this location in the 1920s, with nothing ever happening before this. But these historians, they know all about 5 million years ago.
If you guys are watching this, click on the description. That's my Facebook. Go ahead and follow me on Facebook. I'm being a lot more active over there. I'm posting damn near 3-4 times a day is my goal. At least definitely twice a day on Facebook. And I'm trying my best to respond to all the messages. I got a lot of excellent footage you guys been sending me. Right now, Facebook is hot. So make sure you follow me over there on Facebook. Link is in the description.
It is amazing, these ridiculous stories that we're told. And so many people look at this and they memorize it. They say, yes, the wind was a little stronger back in the day. Back in the year -3.5 million, that water did rise a little bit. And in -1.25 million, it all went away. And now we have these things that have giant bones found in them with these massive doorways. And somebody did go in there and find a couple giants. And it is kind of weird that the University of California went in there a year later and told us that it wasn't giants. But we just have to ignore all that and just trust what we're being told. I'm sorry, but that looks exactly like an entrance with perfect 90-degree angles. Now, April 5th, 1909, the Grand Canyon. Something huge happened and has since been denied and restricted from the public. An explorer claimed to be working with and funded by the Smithsonian Institution. He reported a massive cave system carved into the canyon walls. He reported hundreds of rooms. He found weapons, statues, bodies that he described as being larger than normal humans, Nephilim. And these bodies were not associated with the Native Americans. After this happened, the Smithsonian denied all knowledge. It's the same exact story. It's the same pattern we're seeing now at the Grand Canyon. There were no public follow-up reports. No excavations were ever allowed. Hundreds of rooms, we are told, with giants inside at the Grand Canyon. What is in there? What did they find in 1909? The cave was noted as being 1,500 feet above the Colorado River and located in a remote section of the Grand Canyon. They literally had to climb to get up there. Yet it had hundreds of rooms, 1,500 feet in the air, cut into the rock cliff, and the coordinates were never published, even though it was an excavation funded by the Smithsonian Institution, which is funded by the taxpayer, the public. 60 to 70% of its annual budget comes directly from congressional appropriations.
I think that's why everyone's so mad at NASA, man, because so much is being dumped into NASA for what? What happened to this damn moon launch that they said that they was doing? What? Remember that was a big deal? Oh, we going to the moon, y'all. February, it's about to happen. We going, what happened? Delayed? Y'all found out everyone here is awake now? You know what I'm saying? Every single post they talked about going to the moon, they getting their ass lit up. Like lit. Y'all can't get past the firmament. Y'all think y'all doing this? They are under a microscope. That's why they not pulling it off. You know, they realize like, man, we ain't gonna be able to pull off this damn moon mission, man, because we under a damn microscope. I'm telling you, man. When they do decide that they going back, you know, we gonna see. They definitely it's not easy for them to get away with what they've been getting away with. That's for sure.
And that money comes from the taxpayer. The rest of the money comes from grants, private donations, and the rest. So what does this mean? Smithsonian museums are free because the taxpayer pays for them.
Yeah, guys, my Facebook. It's all right if you guys don't have social media. I get it, you know. But if you are, and if you guys are on Facebook, definitely follow me. I'm doing a lot more on Facebook and on YouTube as well. You know, I'm continually doing my thing, but I feel like on Facebook we can communicate better. Like I can receive information. You know, I try to get back. Please don't take it personal if I don't get back to you. I get a lot of messages and I'm trying to get through there, and you know, I do my best to digest what I can.
The U.S. population, the civilians, the people, the staff are largely federal employees. Their collections are public property. Now we have to ask, why is the Smithsonian not subject to FOIA requests? They are classified as a trust instrumentally of the United States. So they get taxpayer money. They operate on federal land, employ federal employees. They take taxpayer money funded by the public, yet they don't have to tell us anything. And then after hearing this, hearing that they don't have to tell us anything, we're all supposed to sit here and just trust what they're telling us.
Of course we ain't gonna trust what they telling us. And Dawn, you get the fish fillet. I forgot to mention, I get the double fish. You just can't get one. You got to get two. You got to say, give me the double fish. No tartar sauce, though. They can keep that tartar sauce. We don't need too much going on in our mouth. That's a lot of chewing and sloppiness. You know, I want to taste the crispy flakes and the edges and that steamed bun. One slice of cheese, fresh, smoking. You know it's going to be a good double fish sandwich when you bite into it and you got to hit that. Because it's so damn hot. You got steam coming off your breath from chewing. And then you hit it with a ice cold Coke. Man, that's a bad combo.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm totally open to trusting them if they were actually going to be transparent. But at this point, I have no reason to. What I see is deception. I see them withholding information that completely changes the mainstream narrative. I see lies. I see the fact that they found something shocking in the 1900s and are not telling us the court.
They do got a Long John, but man, they got the worst workers. I don't want to say that. Lord forgive me. I'm trying my best. They're doing their best at the Long John location I have but Long John's is easy to mess up, man. Like I said, if they overcook your stuff, it's gonna ruin your whole day. I didn't spend $20 for this overcooked fish. It's the worst. I damn near throw it away. You put it in the air fryer, it ain't no jumping back because it's overcooked. That's why I go to Culver's, man. I hate to pay that ticket, but I know my fish is gonna be juicy in the inside, crispy on the outside. They even eat a little lemon to squirt on top of the fish. You know what I'm saying? A little lemon zest. And you dip that into some cold ketchup. That's a mean bite.
Coordinates. They are not following up on the site that they found hundreds of rooms at the Grand Canyon, not FOIA bound, can deny any involvement without producing records. They can withhold any location forever. And there is no public audit trail that would ever force a disclosure.
They closing those Long Johns because they ain't got people that care. Like if they had someone that cared working there, frying y'all fish perfect, you know what I'm saying, getting y'all orders right, it probably still would be thumping. But the fact that they giving you old food that they fried 2 years ago, I don't know nobody want to waste their hard-earned money on that, you know?
And yet the Smithsonian, they are in charge. They are in charge of the public narrative. They define what is accepted history versus myth. They determine what is taught, what's repeated and normalized. They're in charge of influencing the textbooks that the kids read. This was all passed in 1846, labeled as the Smithsonian Act. And I want to let you all know that this could change tomorrow. If the US Congress decided that they actually wanted to be transparent and allow.
Hold the phone. Welcome, Donna. Is a buckled up bucko. Welcome. And Kelly. Thanks, Chuck. I don't smile much since my hubby died. You lift my spirits. I'm sorry for your loss, but I am thankful that I can make you smile. Thank you for that donation. And again, I'm sorry for your hubby.
Allow the public to see what they have found, what the public has actually funded, what was found at the Grand Canyon. They could do that today. They could do that right now, but they don't. The Grand Canyon is 277 miles in length, over 1.2 million acres, with 94% of it being designated as federal wilderness, meaning that no roads, no development, limited access, and strict permit control to 94% of the 1.2 million acres of the Grand Canyon is off limits to the public. Not only this, but there are thousands of documented caves in the Grand Canyon, thousands, with over 95% of them being closed to the public. Closed to the public by the National Park Service. Yet another publicly funded service. So what we're reading today is that the public is literally paying to block themselves off from thousands of caves at the Grand Canyon. The public's funding these groups that do not have the public's best interests in mind. How much money does the National Park Service get per year? They receive around $3.5 to $4 billion from the public every single year. And thanks to all these incredible laws, including the one from 1988, explicitly allowing the National Park Service to close all the caves, we now can't do anything about it. All the public can do at this point is say change these laws and hope that they do.
That's something to be looking out for, you know, them giving access to these caves, you know, at least like make like the caves like a nature center type deal, or like put like a gate up in like the safe zone so it can be accessed by people, because we would like to see those hieroglyphics and what's inside those caves, you know, before we let a drone loose in there.
The fact that they set these laws up to block all of us off from the true history, to what's really going on at the Grand Canyon. That is the clear giveaway that the history that we're all.
Someone says that's where I'm from, Los Angeles, California. But we have Mexican people on the corner, and we get real authentic tacos. This you guys do. You get taco. You guys got real authentic food. But here's the crazy part about about Los Angeles. You know, they got all this crazy food, and my cousin pointed this out to me. He's like, most places you go to, it has, you know, Spanish people, you know, working the back. So like, even though it's all different genres of food, they got the Hispanic people working behind everywhere. You know, so it's almost like you getting, you know, racing drones can do about 123 in and out. Well, that's the type of speed we need for those drones. You know, I need to try authentic Mexican food. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I see those reels of the birria tacos and stuff. It looks good. Y'all lucky, man. If you're in California, you're lucky. You got excellent selection out there. Florida, Cali, New Mexico, Arizona. Y'all got great selection for food. Like I said, the 2 Taco Bells and the KFC. What more do you need? You got Taco Bell and KFC? That's a deadly combo. Give me a 2-piece, 2 hard shells, a Mexican pizza. I'll go crazy. I'll spend 20. I'll get me a 2-piece. I want a leg and a thigh. Give me 2 hard shells, meat, cheese, and lettuce. Matter of fact, change that. Make it a number 7. A quesadilla with extra chicken, extra queso sauce. And then don't put sour cream on my 2 hard shells. I know it comes with 2 Supreme tacos, but no. I just want the lettuce, cheese, and chicken on there. A Baja Blast to drink. And throw a Mexican pizza on top of it. No beans, please. So you get a bite into some chicken and Mexican food. That's out of control.
All told is a total lie. It's nonsense. And every 4 years, somebody new will go in there, and everybody gets in line to vote them in. These people, it doesn't matter which side, nobody's changing this. They're only making it harder since 1846 for the public to see these records, for the public to gain any access. We all know that both sides since 1846.
It's not just the parasites, it's the nanobots. I got the parasites, and then you got the parasites yelling, "Nah, yeah, get that fast food, Chuck." And then I got the nanotechnology that's activating with the biofield, that's connecting to my Wi-Fi router, and it's sending a signal back to the nodes, telling them exactly what my body's craving. So I got nanobots and the parasites on top of that, you know, fighting me. You know, it's not just the parasites, it's the nanotechnology as well.
I've had it.
And I did research. I'm sitting here looking at a triscope microscope. Tell me why you need an electron microscope to see nanobots. I just learned that. I'm sitting here looking at 100-fold microscope, 100 zoom microscope, 1,000 zoom microscope. I'm like, yeah, we about to see these nanobots. And I got to thinking about it. I'm like, how deep of a magnification do you really need to see nanobots? And it said, buddy, you need an electron microscope if you want to see nanobots. Do you know the cheapest working electron microscope is over 100,000? That means if you want to see nanobots, you need to use an electron microscope. So if anybody has access to an electron microscope, please let me know. I just found that crazy, man. If there's a way to use they probably wouldn't even let you touch $100,000 microscope. They're like, just give us the sample and we'll give you the data back later. You know? No, I want to see the nanobots. For all I know, you working with them and you're going to hide the nanobots. Let me see the photo and image, you know? But yeah, it's called an electron microscope, y'all. I thought all we needed was a basic microscope, but no, you need an electron microscope to see nanobots.
Had a chance at doing this. Nobody's changing it in a positive way. They've created law after law after law to block you out. Now let's take a minute and thank Donkeys Incorporated. I have no idea how you guys are able to climb 1,500 feet up in the air and carve out hundreds of rooms, thousands of caves at the Grand Canyon. I didn't know you guys were good friends with the Giants. You will be forever remembered. We all thank you, and thank you to every badge member. Structures. I don't believe it was hundreds of rooms. I believe that it was thousands. I believe it is the most shocking place in the entire world. And they needed to block off 94% of it to the public, because we would have found so many more than 1,500 caves. We would have found that these were all buildings that are completely melted on the outside, but still operational on the inside, including the Vishnu Temple at the Grand Canyon that resembles the Sphinx in Egypt. And I have to let you all know, this was not created millions of years ago by the wind. The Grand Canyon is the most restricted site in the USA, and it was created by an advanced civilization that had giants living among them, the Nephilim, helping them create some of the most incredible structures that we still see here today. And we are just getting started.
Yeah, guys, you definitely want to eat healthy, you know. Don't let me, just because I got the munchies. You really should be growing your own food, using electroculture. Drop some copper rods this spring. Plant you some cucumbers. Cucumbers are very easy. They grow like vines. My strawberries, it's cold as hell outside. I saw my strawberry plants, and they were still green. So my strawberries are real good. You want to get you some strawberries going this year. Get you some cucumbers growing. They're easy. Go ahead and drop you some, what's it called? What's the tall grass I'm thinking of? It keeps the mosquitoes away. It's a certain lemongrass. Yeah. You know, go to your local hardware store, or, you know, what's it called? A greenhouse. Get you about 4 plants of lemongrass. Put that on your porch so the mosquitoes ain't getting you. You just got a natural repellent. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get you a couple butterfly bushes too, so you know you can see the hummingbirds come and get the nectar up out the butterfly bushes. You get you some monarch butterflies that show up, you know, on the purple flowers. It's very pretty. And it's a certain calmness about them, and the hummingbirds. You know, I like looking at them. But yeah, you want to get your garden in order this year. You want to eat healthy, y'all. Plant y'all some potatoes. You know, go crazy in the garden. Get you some kale. Watch out for the hornworms. Gardening is a lot of work. Hornworms tore me up last year. I had like 6 kale plants. Them hornworms had a feast, because you're supposed to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning, go out there with a black light and smush all those hornworms that's on your plants. I didn't do it. They got me. They ate great. You know, them boys had an old country buffet feast. Them hornworms, you know what I'm saying? So if you can have a greenhouse so that way the air trails don't, yeah, that's a good point, man, because this air is not the same. It's like every day I'm getting air quality alerts. Air's in red zone, snow's melting, toxic chemicals are leaving the snow. I'm like, what the hell? I didn't have to deal with this when I was a kid. You see it's sun outside, you want to run outside and play in your shorts, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta think about, you gotta check the air quality, guys. Before you go outside, check the air quality. I'm surprised they tell you the truth about the air quality, to be honest with you, but they do. They'll say, we in the red zone today, y'all. It's not recommended for gardening. It's not recommended for going outside, walking or running. You gotta be careful. You gotta check the air quality, guys. And yeah, you want to eat better. Don't let my eating habits, my wants, you know, I'm not there yet. I know a lot of y'all, you know, y'all got y'all pineal gland declassified. Y'all eating great. You know, I'm happy for y'all and I love it, honestly. You know, and that's what I should be promoting. But I'm just being real with y'all, man. If I sat here and was lying to y'all and saying I was doing the same thing, I wouldn't feel right. You know, knowing I bit into a double fish fillet the other day. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Donna in the building with a $5 donation. Let's go. But yeah, you guys definitely want to start your own garden this spring. You know, it's not that difficult. Get you some strawberries popping. And yeah, don't talk bad about anybody. I was watching Deadliest Catch earlier. I just wanted to say this. I was watching Deadliest Catch season 20. And we were recently talking about why you shouldn't talk bad about anyone. Because, like, say someone is really making you mad and you like, oh man, F this person. You know, and you're saying it to them directly, man, F you and this and this. Just the hateful thought for you creating that inside you and projecting that energy inside you is 8 times worse inside you than it literally coming at the next person. That's why in a good book it says we live and die by the tongue, you know. And it also said I believe in Matthew, what else did it say in Matthew? It said you know, don't speak bad about anybody. You know, if they prosecute you, love them. Don't speak bad about anyone. Proverbs, we live and die by the tongue. So when they say sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, they couldn't be so far from the truth. You know, don't gossip, don't talk bad about anyone. And I'm just saying this so it won't affect you. You know, no malice intentions for anybody, you know, just because that bruising you 8 times harder than the target you're trying to target. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to say that because I'm watching Deadliest Catch and I'm seeing this brother on the wizard go hard. He's yelling at his little brother Mouse, and then he just started having a stroke and a heart attack. And it was right after he just was yelling and doing all this. And I'm like, damn, see, that's a perfect example. Just that hate and that, you know, that negativity just brewing inside you like a storm. You know, you're creating a storm in you just so a little bit of raindrops can hit your opponent. You can't be doing no type of malice intentions out here like that, y'all. I'm just trying to, you know, we got to love one another. That's what it's all about. Love. Being a light in this world, man. And I just wanted to say that. I felt like I had to say that. You know, I'm watching Deadliest Catch. I'm gonna watch it when I get off this. When I click end this stream, we're watching Deadliest Catch. They be working hard trying to get them damn crab on that boat. But yeah, words cut deep, man. Words are extremely powerful. You know, never talk bad about anybody in any way. That negative, it brews a storm inside you. So please take that into consideration. I love you guys. Be sure you hit that like and subscribe button on your way out. We had a good live today. Next live, I'm trying to work on like a little racing simulator, probably do some American trucker simulation, try to get our truck across state or something. You know, I ain't hooked it up yet, but I got everything ready, but I gotta hook it up and test drive it and see how it works. But be expecting, you know, like a racing simulation at the end of the stream. just to make us go even longer after we've been diving on these waters, just so we can kick it and have fun is what I'm planning on doing. Shout out to Tony for the 6 months membership. What's the code word? We need a good one. The code word for today. I don't even want to say that. The code word for today is double fish. I'll say double fish. I was going to say Taco Bell or KFC, but I'll say double fish. Go ahead and drop double fish fillet or just double fish in the comments below. When you do that, that means you're a real one. You made it all the way through the video and you really rock with your boy. I just want to say thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you, everyone. Kellen, Renee, Robert. Huge shout out to all the members. Joel hanging out with me. Tony with the donation. Scrolling with the $5 donation. I saw that. Donna, you know, I appreciate you guys. This everything is amazing. I love hanging with you guys. I feel better. The days I don't be feeling good, man. There be days like, man, I don't feel like doing nothing. I just want to talk to somebody, have some fun on these waters, and I'll come on here and my day would do a 180, literally hanging with you guys. So if you guys have fun on here, it works both ways. I'm just being honest, man. But yeah, I love you guys. And we're going to have a video tomorrow, Sunday. I'm probably going to take a break Monday, gather my strength, and hit us with a banger on Tuesday. But be expecting a banger on Dark Waters 9 tomorrow. This was disturbing footage that changed my reality. Love you guys. Have a good night.